With the entire California state in a water drought, I wondered if any cities had taken any extra action in helping to conserve water and helping aid Jerry Brown in his executive order to conserve water. And I found out that my city actually is doing something and has an ordinance out to help control the water usage in the city. I went out and I talked to some people and I found out some pretty interesting things about it. Check it out. With California and the biggest drought in the history of the state, a couple of cities have implemented ordinances to help its residents conserve water and help them really use their water better. Um, One of the cities is actually my city that has implemented this ordinance to help its residents and help lessen the impact of reducing their water usage. And so that city, a great city, a wonderful city, just so happens to be Torrance, California. Let's go, baby.
First passed in 2009. It's set up to have essentially four levels of conservation. The first level actually doesn't have a number, it's just the normal stage of water usage. You can use water essentially however you would like. Then there's three levels of conservation. Level 1 is the lowest, level 2, and then level 3. Level 2 is what we just activated here in May. That says you can only water outside 2 days a week and for no more than 10 minutes per station or per area.
What the city council did is they raised it from a level 1, which we've been in effect since March of 2014, to a level 2. What that does essentially is affects outdoor watering. Formerly, people could water 3 days per week for 15 minutes per station, and the watering restriction was from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's been tightened up a little bit. Now you cannot water between the hours of 8 and 6, which is the hours of prime evaporation. You could only water for 10 minutes per station and 2 days per week. So the focus is really on reduction in outdoor watering. That's the primary focus in the ordinance, the differential between that and level 1.
So you saying my man's here? He's got to cut down on his watering plants. Look at how green that grass is. It ain't gonna fly. But hey,
Most people actually overwater their lawn. Um, you can actually reduce your lawn watering tremendously. That's your, I think, number 1 priority.
I have reduced the number of days of the week that I turn on my sprinklers, so I'm in compliance with the new ordinance. That's only 2 days a week and during certain hours and for a shortened period of time.
That we just did was kind of a cleanup ordinance. We had missed in the first ordinance that we actually have 2 water providers, and the way we worded it didn't include the other water provider because we said water provided by the city of Torrance, and obviously they're not the city, so we changed it to water provided within the city of Torrance. We also cleaned up some language that deals with irrigation. We had per station, but obviously if you hand water like my father-in-law does, we wouldn't have that included because there's no stations. We added per area. And then we added a provision to deal with hardship for clay soil areas that we have here in Torrance, which need to have a certain level of moisture, can't get too wet or too dry. And then the last thing we did was add a provision that gave the public works director the ability to implement his own rules. Oh, and actually one more thing, that to comply with the state law, you can't water within 48 hours of a measurable rainfall.
Internally in the house, make sure you fix all leaks immediately. Take shorter showers. A 5-minute shower compared to a 20-minute shower will save you a lot of water, particularly if you have more than one household member or 3 or 4 household members. Put low-flow shower heads in. If you're changing your bathroom, you'll put in a high-efficiency toilet. That can save a lot of money. Wash full loads, whether it be a dishwasher or a clothes washer. If you're considering buying a new clothes washer, look at the water-efficient models. They use 3 times less water than a conventional clothes washer.
Trying to have my certain family members cut down on their showers. Not watering my lawn. doing bigger loads of laundry, and trying not to let the water run when brushing your teeth or washing dishes, trying to fill up the sink and not waste.
40 to 50% of all the water used by a single-family customer is to irrigate their lawn. So by reducing that lawn irrigation, you're going to save an awful lot of water. And also we have, through the Metropolitan Water District, which the City of Torrance is a member agency of, we have a turf removal program where we will pay you $2 per square foot to remove grass, turf, and replace it with California-friendly landscaping. And that uses 1/2 to 1/4 the water that a traditional lawn uses. So it's a tremendous savings, not just short term, but also long term.
But it can't be all peaches and cream, though, can it?
Well, they recently changed, I don't know if it's the faucet or the pressure in the city of Torrance, the restrooms, and that, to me, it wastes just as much water by changing the pressure because we have to have the water on probably 3 times as long. Like after in the restroom, washing your hands to get the soap off takes 3 times as long than if they would have just left it alone.
Yeah, I knew it.
There's actually 2 different paths that it can go down. The first path would be a civil path, which is more of an educational path. The first 2 violations of either watering too long or outside of the right hours or too many days would be a warning letter with a copy of the ordinance, then another warning letter. So I was trying to educate them. Then the next 3 violations, so the 3rd violation within a year is a $100 fine. The 4th violation in a year is $250. And the 5th violation is $1,000, right? 250, 500, 1,000. And then the other option that we have is to go down with a criminal path. So the ordinance, since it's a law here in Torrance, would be to file misdemeanor charges against someone. Obviously, that's a little more draconian, and the city is trying to hopefully get more compliance through education than we would by sending someone to court.
So I found out some pretty interesting stuff about the new Torrance ordinance. Found out that you can actually get paid, to remove your grass and get some more water efficient stuff. Got some tips on how to conserve water. Found out you can go to jail for violating this ordinance. It's crazy. I feel like I'm forgetting something though that I found out. Right, the fountain. Irony at its absolute best, isn't it?